Hi, I'm Ron Polk, designer of the Polk Workbench and the Total Station. And today I'm going to show you a quick way to figure out what kind of materials you need from a model that you design in a 3D program. I use SketchUp. There's a free SketchUp program called SketchUp Make, and it will do everything I show you here as well as a lot of other things. Now, when I'm doing a detailed plan, a house, a deck, when I did my workbenches, I use their Pro SketchUp, which I have, which also has another program called Layout. And Layout is where I go in and make the flat plans and do all the detailing and all the notes and all of that. But a lot of times I just need to see how I'm going to build it and put some dimensions on it and figure out what material I need and then sort of freehand in the shop. That's what I'm doing here. Now what this project is, it's a project that I contemplated all of 2015 and never got around to it. So my resolution was to build myself a stand-up desk early in the year. So I looked around online before I decided to build it, and if I wasn't counting my time, then it'd be less expensive to buy something. You know, it's just it's going to take a little time. But if I don't count my time, which I'm not, then building it myself will save quite a bit of money. I'm just going to use 1/2" shop birch ply and 4 casters, and then a little shop time, some glue, and some pins. Now, what I wanted out of the stand-up desk is, first off, for my health. I spend a lot of time in front of the computer. I'm a photographer. It took over 30,000 photos this year. So I've got libraries to manage. I have to edit the photos, and I do social sharing on Google Plus and Facebook and 500px. And so I manage all of that. Of course, my YouTube videos, I shoot my videos and I ingest them, and I go through and edit them and then post them on YouTube. And I got my family video as well. So, you know, with that and running my business and designing architectural designs, bidding jobs, I spend a lot of time sitting on my rump. And so I want to stand up. I think I work out, I try to keep in shape. Being a wildlife photographer, sports photographer, I'm on the move and I carry big lenses. So I stay in shape just so I can be a photographer. But, you know, working in the field as a carpenter, got to lift tools around and lift wood and stuff. So want to stay in shape. But, you know, I also like consistency. So I just figure standing up will be better for me than sitting down. Now, I went to the used office store and picked up an adjustable stool that would allow me to sit down at this higher height. But I can go back and forth. And so when I'm tired of sitting, I can stand. And when I'm tired of standing, I can sit. The other thing I wanted to do, and another reason to design and build my own, was I started with the idea that I love my workbench in the field. It's my favorite tool. You know, I love the looks of it. I love working on it. I love the feedback I get on it. It's just my favorite tool of all time. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to build a scaled down version for my office. And so I started with that, and just didn't quite work out how I wanted. I have 2 Drobo servers that, you know, big 17 terabyte servers, 2 of them, and they sit on top of my desk right now. And I wanted to be able to tuck them away, and I didn't want to make my top of my bench that tall. So I kept the flavor of my bench. I still feel like it kind of is the inspiration for my desk, but again, a little departure. And I wanted open architecture like my bench. I don't want drawers and shelves. I just want it all completely open. So I have this area here for the servers or the storage, and I have a room behind them to put a plug and to plug my monitor and computer and stuff in there, and then a single cord from there to the wall. So I'll just have a single cord going from this. Got it on caster so I can move it around if I want. I can just unplug one plug and move it anywhere around in the room. And then, of course, this area, I'm just going to use it. I'll probably put one of the little plastic pencil type drawers in there just to keep a little organization. And then over here is just a copy of this. I'm not sure what I'll use it for. And then on the bases, I started with little rectangles and had them going the other way. And I had solid sides. In fact, I can show you, see options. So this was another option, which basically was solid sides. That was before I added the casters. I didn't quite finish it. They need to go up. I didn't care for the look of them kind of diving in. And so then I went to option 2, which was this option where the angles went in, which I liked better, but then the solid sides I just felt like just, wasn't what I wanted. And so then I went to option 3, which is what I'm going to build, or very close to it. So what this long-winded intro here was, what I want to show you is, so I'm not going to take the time to send this to layout and dimension it and make notes and all of that like I would say if I were going to share this plan for others to build. I'm just going to freehand it in the shop, but I do want to figure out how much material I need, and I do have dimensions on it, which I have turned off currently, but I'll print a couple of pages with the dimensions. Now, you can see over here that I have basically laid out every part and piece on these little rectangles. And so I knew that I needed 4 sheets. Now, actually I'm going to need 3 because I am going to build these angled faces here out of 1.5-inch pieces and lap join them. And so those will fit in, be some 1-inch strips. And so anyway, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get away with using 3 sheets. But here's how I did it, and I could do this with a lot more complex model, but I just take my R for a rectangle, and I will just draw a rectangle, random, down in the right-hand corner. I will type 4 feet, 8 feet, enter. That gives me 4 by 8. I will double-click on it, make it a group so nothing sticks to it. And I don't need to make it a 1/2 inch thick. This is just for reference. I'm just trying to figure out how many sheets I need. So I was guessing 4. So to start with, I just grab that one, hit the M key for move, tap the option key. Don't have to hold it down, just tap it. You see the little plus icon. And then I just grab it and move it over. And then I before I do anything else, I hit the X3, enter, and that gives me all 4 sheets. Now I'm going to hit Command Z and undo that because I already have it done, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. So I've got my plywood. Now I'm just going to grab this whole model here. So I'm just making it all blue so it's selected. Hit the M key for move, tap the option key. I'm going to move it over here, and I am going to now take it, and first thing I'll do is get rid of these drives. I don't need those. I'll get rid of the casters because those are just purchased. So I will hit delete, 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 delete. Those casters are a model that I downloaded from the SketchUp warehouse, which is right at the top here in SketchUp. Those models are all free. I have a bunch of models up there. You get SketchUp Make, which is free. You can download any of the models for free. But ironically, when I went to Home Depot, they had this exact wheel. I mean, it is identical, even red. And so it worked out kind of interesting. I used these representative, but got the exact caster after the fact. So now what I want to do is click on the top as a group. I'm going to right click. I'm going to explode it. And then I'm going to click on this first base, right click, and I'm going to explode it. And then I'm going to click on that, right click, and I'm going to explode it. What that does is it makes each part still a group, but they're separate, so I can move them. So now what I'll do is I'll grab the top, the biggest piece, I'll hit move, I'll bring it over here, and I'm just using the move key. I'll just drop it right on that little X, and then just rotate it around 90 degrees, because the grain of the plywood is running this way, and I'm going to build everything in that direction. And then what I want to do is take the M key for move. I'm going to grab the bottom corner, and I just want to put it right on there. It locks to that surface, and bring it right to the corner. You can see it locks in. Now the reason you want to grab the bottom and not the top, if I grab the top, then it would be inset into that surface, and then you get this XREF thing where the surfaces are conflicting with each other and you can't really see it well. So I'm going to hit the move tool and just bring it back up. And I didn't make this a 1/2 inch. It's just representative of what I'm getting. And then I just kept going. So I'd grab this front here, and I made the front and the back identical. So I need to rotate this 2 directions. So M key again for move. Just grab that, lay it flat, and then grab it here and swing it 90 degrees. And then the same thing, grab that bottom corner, and I'm just going to put it right next to that one. And I actually put it wrong. You see it's up high, but I'll grab the top and move it down there. And now this piece and the back piece are identical. So what I'll do here is I'll hit the M key for move, tap the option key for copy, and I'll move it over. And then I will delete the other piece. so that I know. So as this model disappears and comes over here, I know I've got every piece. Now I'm not going to do the rest of it because it's just repetitive. But you can see these two won't fit side by side, and it also doesn't account for the blade width. Now, so I would move this over to the next piece, or move them both over to the next piece. And it's like putting a puzzle together. You just sort of keep moving them around and moving them around. Take a few minutes doing that, and then leave that and make a, when you do your printout, if you make it flat like this, and then you can move these around. So if I wanted to do it on a standard piece of printer paper, typing paper, I'd bring these up and then separate them just a little bit. And I could put dimensions on these as well. But then I could print this out on a standard piece of paper with my dimensions, and that's all the info that I will need to build this. So pretty straightforward and simple, but it's nice to be able to show this. So if you like these tips and my other videos, please subscribe. But more importantly, if you can share them with others. The hardest thing on YouTube is getting people to know you exist. So if you like these, if there's just a nugget in any of these videos that you've been able to use that's helped you, share them with a friend or another contractor or woodworker. I know that I like it. I have other friends that send me videos and links and say, hey, check out this video. And I'm really into photography, so I'm always searching for photo sites. And as hard as I look for them, people will send me a link to one I've not found. And I do appreciate that. And I'm sure the makers of those YouTube videos appreciate it as well. So if you like them, share them. If you like them, subscribe. And if you like my workbench, those plans are a lot more detailed than this. I give you layouts like this in flat PDF format. Everything's labeled. You can look at, I've laid out the plywood like this on there, and so you can look and see exactly how the plywood is used. I've already done the puzzle work for you. So if you want a set of workbench plans like you see me use in my shop, and like you will see me in future videos when I build this desk and show that to you, you can click on the link in this video, go right to my website, purchase the plans that you want, and then download them instantly. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.